Hey everybody, how's it going? I was out of town this past weekend when the attacks on Iran took place, the initial attacks, and I saw a little bit of it flicking through channels at the hotel we were staying at. But I don't watch the news at home. I catch the pieces I want of it off of online platforms that I trust to be centered or at least give both sides of the story. But I saw what was going on last night, Saturday night, on the news, and when we got home today, we got home early afternoon, and yeah, I went through and checked out some of what was going on, and on my Facebook, I had a couple of people asking, not me, but just asking on their post, how do you feel about this? What do you think about this? For myself, I'm kind of undecided. As the lead up to this was happening and the negotiations, anyone out there who thought that the negotiations with Iran were going to be fruitful, you're an idiot. Sorry. Iran hasn't been faithful to anything. They haven't agreed to anything. They have just been completely untrustworthy since the day in 1979 when Ayatollah Khomeini took over. Khomeini, however the hell you pronounce it, I don't care. But the Iranian hostage crisis, that whole period changed the dynamic between the West and, or I should say, the non-Muslim world and the Muslim world. And you can get pissed about that and say what you want, but that it's just a fact. And ever since then, Iran in particular, most of that part of the world, but Iran in particular, have been a thorn in America's side. That being said, I've never considered them a threat to America. I have really never considered them a real threat to our allies. Israel wouldn't even need our help to wipe Iran off the face of the planet. And they could do it in short order. The Iranian military has never been proven to be very combat worthy. They're really good at pounding their chests and holding their swords up and saying death to the infidel. But that's about it. I really don't think they would have any chance against a true, well-trained military. And believe you me, Israel has one of those. And so do we. But, as I said, I don't know. And the reason I'm kind of undecided about it is it going to make any difference? I mean, hey, the lead up to this with the Iranian government squashing protests, and the latest figure I heard today was possibly as many as 30,000 Iranian civilians in these protests have been killed. So all you sniveling bitch little people in America, you leftists, you Gen Z, oh, you people, that is what a dictator does. You call Donald Trump a dictator? You have no clue what it is to not have freedom. All those dead people, they know. You're all just a bunch of whining little sissies. Whether you're a girl or a boy, you're just a bunch of sissies and you don't know what you're talking about. And even still, I don't know if those people deserve freedom. They don't deserve to have that kind of oppression. And so in that respect, I'm glad we're doing something. I'm glad somebody's doing something. But again, how far do we want to get involved in this? I understand that it's rumored now that their leader, I don't know, he's one of the Khomeinis. I don't know which one, what his name is. I don't care. But they're saying that he has been killed. I've seen footage of Iranians celebrating in the streets about this, and Donald Trump telling those people to go take over their government and start running things themselves. Obviously, America is pushing for and is behind a regime change that would be friendly to us. I saw also that Iran had closed the Strait of Hormuz. That will last as long as we allow it. When we're tired of that, we will blow away whatever they're using to blockade that. It may have already happened. I don't know. It's 4:40 in the Sunday afternoon. But yeah, it's I just don't know in the long run, because this happened in, I didn't look it up, 1956, when the Shah of Iran took power, brokered by a regime change that was brokered pretty much by the United States. That lasted until 1979. How long will this one last? Will this one last that long? Will it last 10 years? Will it last 20 years? Because in the way, just based on history, at some point the Islamic fundamentalists are going to take power again. My question is that in 1979, the people that didn't agree with it weren't enough in number, and they were afraid to risk their lives fighting for it. Then you had the young people, like the Gen Z in America right now, who think that socialism is a good thing and don't understand that socialism involves dictators. Those people supported the regime change, and that was 99% men. They didn't want women to have freedom. They didn't like the fact. You can go back and look at pictures from the 70s of women in Iran. They looked like they were walking down the street in New York. But not since that. They have no freedoms. Women have no freedoms. They have no status. They can't own property. They can't do anything. And somehow Gen Zers think that that's a good thing for America, that kind of a regime change is going to lead to something different. And it's not. Your rights are always going to be suppressed when you give the government too much power. And I'm just afraid that down the road sometime things will just swing back the other way, and we as whatever America puts into this, and the Iranian people, whatever they put into it, will have been in vain, because I think they're just going to allow this crap to happen again, because they're still surrounded by fundamental Islamic states. And I don't know. Freedom is a good thing. Freedom is a good thing, and I believe it's always worth fighting for. But I don't know. I don't know that it's worth us fighting for theirs. I don't know. What do you think? So I'm really torn. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks. See you next time.